Today at Cracking Campers we're having a quick look at one of our 6-berth motorhomes. This is the 6-berth RollerTeam. Lovely van. As with all of our fleet, it's Ford Transit, right-hand drive, diesel, 2.5. This one is a 6-speed. Keys wise, this particular vehicle will just have 2. This is your standard Ford key. Does the door, does the ignition. Second key we have does everything else, thankfully. It's not too complicated. This silver lad. Right, we'll start on the outside as always. So once pulled up on site, first thing I'd always do is go here, gas locker. So key in, open up. This van has actually 2 bottles. You'll only ever need one on most trips you go on. Gas regulator is left on the top all of the time. To open it, twist, twist, twist. I have it left open already just for the sake of this demonstration. Always turn it off before you travel. To open the door, twist, knock it off. Simple as that. Now, along this side, next handle here, just beside the exhaust, this is the grey water tank. This is generally left open as with all of our vehicles. So on board you will have about 100 litres of fresh water. You use that for the shower and for the wash hand basin area, kitchen area, etc. It's stored, if necessary, in a separate tank. This is the valve to open to empty that tank. We leave it open so that wastewater comes directly out and onto the ground. It is just wastewater at the end of the day. Along here, vent, nothing to worry about. This particular one, next one along the way, is for connecting to the mains. So when you're on a site that has mains connection, you'll use the mains hookup lead, which is stored in here in the garage. This garage door lifts up. Little latch here holds it in position. So this is the mains hookup lead. The end of it here connects on back up here on the wall. Only connects one way and in on site. This second item here is the hose for filling water into the outside of the van, which I'll show you at the other side. Decent sized garage in this one as well. It goes the full width of the van. Plenty of room for bags and luggage and other bits and bobs. Always turn the key once in the locks while you're travelling. Round the back, nothing really to worry about. Reversing camera, this is the other side of the garage. Now, as always, the toilet. One of the major questions asked. Same as all of the other vans, press the 2 buttons. It's a cassette toilet, so to empty it, hand in, lift up this lever, pull out the cassette. So the cassette comes out, you carry it to any normal toilet, or if you're on a campsite there'll be a specific area. Open, pour out the contents. Before you put it back in, give it a quick wash, put some detergent into the cap, twist, and slide it back in. That's it, slides back into position, simple as that. Not that big of a job really at all. Along here, as the sign says, water only. This is to fill up the fresh water tank. You can use the hose that we spotted in the garage already. And down here is for the diesel. The only key that opens this is the ignition key, the Ford key. So keep that in mind. Along the front, nothing else really to worry about. The overhang, the bed comes out across the top of this. Just be careful while you're driving. And we'll make our way inside. So again, same silver key, does the door lock, twist, twist, open at the moment, and we'll jump inside. Alright, we'll start this end. So, huge double bed, it's almost 7 feet wide. Ladder attaches on here, jump up and down into that. Dinette area in the centre here. You have 2 lap belts this side and 2 3-point belts this side. Table. This converts into a double bed at night time. So to convert this, you lift up the table off the hooks and you press this button on the side here, which causes the knee of the table, we'll call it, to bend, like so. Then the table slides in along on these 2 rails. So it slides into the gap here, the void that's between the 2 boxes. The cushions then, you take them down and push them together on both sides to create a double bed here. Towards the back of the van is our second double bed. Again, you have a large, what's called a U-shaped lounge in the rear of this area. Nice for sitting in the daytime. Just while we're here as well, throughout the van, we have what are called blackout blinds. So squeeze these 2 and lift them up. These blinds are very, very handy at night time. They do black out, as the name suggests, all of the daylight in the morning as well. They are flimsy and fiddly, so anybody with children, it's for parents only to use because they are a little bit fiddly. we recommend use the curtains where necessary. Now, this also converts into double bed. To convert into double bed, you have these two very, very high-tech pieces of timber. These slide out, and there's directions on them. They only fit the one way into the gap. So they slide across in the center of this area, turn them round, one there, one here, and then these cushions fold out to create one double bed area in the back. Very simple. The little labels on the timbers themselves, this end piece fits in here. Can't go wrong with them. They only fit the one way. Not using them daytime, put them in out of the way. Now, next thing, well, all across the back of the van here we have all storage. That's all that's in that. Next is our fridge. Now this particular van has a fantastic fridge. It is more or less an automatic fridge. So we're stopped at the moment. I have the gas on outside already, so I'll press the power button. Fridge ignites. Here we have 12 volt symbol, you'll use that if you're travelling. The next one beside that was the mains hookup. Now, because the fridge is actually sensed that we're stopped, it's not plugged into mains, but the gas is on. It is blue light indicates it's operating, and this symbol here says that it's working on the gas. Now, this bar along here shows the temperature. I have it put up full way. I'd recommend when you stop, always put the fridge on if it hasn't been cooled already, full way for a little while till it brings down the temperature. After a day or so, you can just press the button to reduce it down someplace in around there. It's on automatic, so it's doing all the thinking itself, but if you did want to switch it manually, you can press this one, and now I've put it onto 12 volt, but it won't operate in 12 volt at the moment because the engine isn't running. It'll go directly back onto gas, and it won't give the option for mains because we're not connected to the mains. Very simple fridge, fully automatic, not using it, hold the button, and it goes off. Okay. Across the top, storage. In this particular one, we have plates, bowls, whatever else necessary. 6 of everything, as it is a 6 berth. Down here, press that one, open up. We have our pots, pans, and all of our cutlery, all supplied. Ample cutlery for lots of people. This is a little simple grill. As that opens, gas grill, ignited on the gas. Simply twist this guy and press to ignite. It's very simple. Also on the top here we have our 3-ring gas hob. Again, it's a camping hob. Twist and ignite. There's a cigarette lighter down here, or matches. Again, not using it, leave it down. This one is important. This control is for the water heater and the central heating. Now at the moment it's in the off position, it's at 0. If we wanted, where we are parked at the moment, to have a shower with the hot water, it wouldn't be an issue. We'd simply turn this guy up to 40 degrees, or you could turn it up to 60. 40 is generally quite enough. There we can see the green light has lit on it. That means that the boiler is going to ignite, and it will ignite on gas now because of the gas turned on. If we're plugged into mains, it would automatically use electricity. Bottom symbol down here, the little flame one, that is for the central heating. So if you wanted to just put on the central heating, which is pumped throughout the van, put on this guy. And if you wanted to put on the central heating and heat the water for a shower, possibly in the evening, this one, the very bottom one. Again, not using it, leave it off. Very simple, one twist operates everything there. Okay, toilet and shower area. So lovely shower area in this one. Nice and spacious, so separate little shower, curtain pulls across, shower head here. I'd always recommend to open up these skylights when you're showering, as it gets quite hot in here. It's a small space. This is our toilet, little wash hand basin. Operate the toilet as with all of these. Do your business, close the lid, and the flush button is here. Press it once or twice, and then open. Let's it down into the cassette and close. Close it off again. Always empty the cassette before travelling. This door is the only one in the van that isn't push. You do a little twist, that closes it, twist to open it. Close. Right, front of the van, this is again another little twist one. This is just the wardrobe. There's a clothes hanger at the top. You have the blinds for the front windows, a little dustpan and brush. That's a lot in here, well, almost all of it, but as we came in, I always leave this to last. This is the main electrics control panel, and it couldn't be any simpler, thankfully. This switch operates our lights. We click that on, and it turns on the electricity to all the back of the van. Now, each of these lights are switched individually. So what I recommend to people is leave one light, maybe this switch on, And as you leave the van, hand above the head, turn off this switch, and that turns off the power to everything just before you leave. Next one here is this one. This one is for the water pump. So we click this one on, and the water pump engages, and we need this to operate our taps. Okay, and it cuts off when the pressure has built back up. So we're not using that at the moment, we can turn it off. The rest of these are not as important, we don't need to worry about them. These are the main two, electricity and the water pump. Front of this van, we have a reversing camera on the right hand side, just here, as it's a Ford. We also have, well, it's a Ford obviously, so it's right hand drive. We have a 6-speed gearbox. This one actually has cruise control in it and air conditioning, which is a nice bonus. In the glove box, we have this power inverter. So even if you're not plugged into electricity on site, we can use this little guy, plug him into the cigarette lighter, and you'll have enough electricity to charge phones, charge a laptop, bits and bobs like that. Nothing too big a voltage. As well as that, there's a full list of operating instructions on the dash, which has detailed pictures of all the inside and the outside of the van and how everything works. That's pretty much it.